Hello and welcome. Today we are speaking about the fifth module of my course, Become a Spiritual Warrior Mentor, which is about the profound art of kintsugi, which is not just a technique, but it's a spiritual practice deeply rooted in Japanese shamanism and Japanese yoga. So kintsugi means golden joinery, and it's much more than fixing broken objects. It's a philosophy that teaches us to embrace imperfections as part of our growth and transformation. And this idea aligns beautifully with the teachings of the Yamabushi shaman, the hidden mountain shamans of Japan, and the spiritual practices that are found in Japanese yoga. And it's also connected with the Bushido, the way of the warrior, where the art of war isn't just about physical combat, it's a spiritual journey. So now let's explore how kintsugi carries these deep teachings and how we can apply them to our lives. So let's start a bit with the story of how kintsugi began. In the 1400s, a shogun, a samurai leader, broke his favorite tea set, and instead of throwing it away, he asked for it to be repaired. But not just any repair, so he wanted it to be fixed in a proper way. So one of his the people working with him came out with this idea of placing gold, which made the object even more beautiful than before. So then, of course, the kintsugi became a symbol of transformation, of resilience, beauty, imperfection. And for the shamans, kintsugi embodies the idea that pain and brokenness aren't meant to punish us. They are calls from the soul, urging us to grow and heal. And kintsugi teaches us that pain, it's not something to fear or avoid, but it's a reminder to look deeper into our soul, and it asks us to see beyond the mental labels of our mind that defines pain and trauma with these words. So through kintsugi-inspired meditations and practices, we can begin to perceive these fractures without judgment, and we can stop being stuck in the hypnosis of the mind and instead just start embracing a transformation. So if you have a goal or a dream that feels deeply connected to your soul, it's quite common that you're going to encounter cracks or fractures along the way. The question is, what will you do when you meet these breaks? Will you fill them with gold or transform them? Or will you stay stuck and paralyzed by fear? So there are three types of kintsugi repairs, and each one teaches us that something is unique about healing and growth. The first one, we have HIBI, which means repairing the fracture, and this is when the broken pieces fit perfectly back together. So, and as you seal them with gold. And HIBI is also shamanically for events that make us angry, that we judge in a negative way. For example, someone might say, I had a violent birth, it was terrible. But from a shamanic perspective, maybe their ancestors wanted to give them strength right from the start. They wanted him or her to become directly spiritual warrior. Then we have KAKE NO KINTSUGI REI, which means replacing with gold. And this happens when some pieces are missing and you fill those gaps with pure gold. So it's for moments of loss and lack, symbolically and shamanically, when someone might say, I don't know, I feel like an artist, but I don't have formal training, I don't have a degree, so I feel inferior. And this person feels incomplete, like they're missing something, a part is missing that for them is essential. And it shows us to rebuild this missing part with richness, in a different way, where we don't feel less. And then we have YOBI TSUGI, which is like a mosaic where there are missing fragments, pieces that we don't have. So we need to use pieces of other objects to put that together. And this is about fear and insecurity. For example, someone experiences trauma, and even calling it trauma is placing a label on it. But kintsugi asks us to see beyond the label and to rebuild the label with creativity and with courage. And there are 9 laws of kintsugi to guide us in these practices, in 9 principles. So we have aggravating the burden, which means accept the weight and learn from it. Breaking the rules, so being willing to think outside the box and create our own path. Arming ourselves spiritually, so strengthen ourselves with rituals and meditation. Working with dreams, so pay attention to our subconscious and the messages that it sends. Healing the past, which addresses old wounds and transform them into wisdom. Working with ancestors, so seek guidance and strength from those who came before us. Finding the material to repair in enthusiasm, pleasure, and solitude. So rebuild using joy and introspections as our tools. Then we have syncretism, which combine elements from different sources to create something new. The realization of emptiness, so understand that stillness and emptiness are full of potential. And each crack in each break in our life is a call for a specific approach. So if anger, loss, or fear, the Kintsugi shows us that the path to pure healing. So it isn't just, of course, repairing broken objects, but it's repairing ourselves, our inner wounds. And every crack and every wound is an opportunity for transformation, because pain, as I've said, is not here to punish us, but to make our life more beautiful and resilient. Even if when we are inside the pains, it feels extreme. It feels that we cannot go again through another loss. We cannot go again through another wound. But each time we become a little bit more spiritual warrior. So this is what we are going to learn in this module of the course, Become a Spiritual Warrior Mentor, that will start in February for 3 weekends. On my website, www.schoolofshamanism.co.uk, you can find all the details about this beautiful journey, which is, first of all, a journey of personal inner deep transformation. And then it also gives you practical tools that you can use in your life with others, with peer support, with family, friends, or if you are a practitioner, you can incorporate with the knowledge that you already have and use them with your clients.